You want to see what $350,000 in fire damage to an apartment looks like? Well, here it is. This fire started in the bathroom. The fire heated up to 1,200 degrees. Like, the only person that can resist that is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. What's crazy, when you have a fire, typically it's the water damage that causes the most damage and not the fire. So in order to put this fire out, it took 250 gallons of water per minute. That's like filling up 6 tubs per minute. Here's where a lot of the water damage happened. Now, we've cleaned up a lot of it since then, but all that water that they had, all that water pressure coming down, it actually tore out this ceiling. And so we had to tear the ceiling out, and all of this will be replaced. Now, they're going to have to, what they do, shellac it. Basically, they'll spray it with Kills, so it fills in all the mold, and they'll treat all of that. Now, the rest of the stuff can stay. As far as insurance, it's up to us, but technically this needs to be gutted, but the insurance is covering it. If insurance wasn't covering it, I would probably leave all this in, but we can rip all this out. But actually, this is salvageable. All right, now, one of the things you don't see here is the carpet. We were able to save the carpet because we brought in multiple blowers. Here's another area where it had heavy water damage, and we pulled it out. But we were able to save the carpet because we treated it immediately. Like, we didn't wait. We brought blowers and dehumidifiers. Like, that's essential for when you want to put out, you got a fire damage or water damage. So you want to take care of that as well. Now, that took 2 or 3 days to pull out all of the moisture out of the air, right, to make it dry, because that moisture is what creates that mold, and that mold is what damages your property. Now, one of the things that we had with the fire, you're starting to see this place clean up, but this whole area was full of smoke damage, and in order to be able to put my tenants back, because the other units weren't damaged, really only 3 units got damaged. Like, there was some smoke damage in the other units, but these 2 were the most damaged. But the Section 8 wouldn't let me rent it unless we painted the hall. So as you see here, we started painting the top. We painted the top hallways, brought that back, really cleaned the carpet to get that smoke out. And so the tenants were able to move back in. We did, as you can see though, this heated up so much that it got smoke damage here. So once they deposit the check, which should be any day now, we'll replace this window as well. Now, here's where the actual fire started. Like, the fire, I don't know if you can see that with the camera. That fire heated up and busted out those windows. Smoke damage all the way through here. You got smoke damage here. They still left everything. We'll begin to trash all this out. But here's where a lot of the damage is. Here's where the main fire, like, the kid started the fire in here playing with matches. Actually, a Bic lighter. All right, here's the interesting fact. In 1878, at the fire stations, they had spiral staircases, and the poles wouldn't exist there. The reason I had a spiral staircase is because the horses, when they had the horses and buggies, those horses would walk up the stairs and eat up the food. Plus, they kept the hay up on the 3rd level. So all the horses would walk up there. So they start putting spiral staircases. Well, in 1878, the fire pole / stripper pole came into existence. And that's all from a black engine company. One day, because the poles were created, the hay, they would slide the hay down the pole. One day that they were in a rush, Captain Kenyon, jumped down the pole, and that was the beginning of the fire pole being in firehouses. Look it up. Now, he didn't create the stripper pole. Actually, the stripper pole goes back into the 12th century with the Chinese doing aerobatics. Stupid facts that you need to know. What are some of the top 10 reasons that cause fires? Well, at 10, it's household lighting, like the electric goes bad. Then there's 9, there's like flammable liquids. Like, they put stuff that's flammable around there. Outdoor barbecue. So don't barbecue too close to the house, all right? Christmas trees. A lot of fires in the wintertime, Christmas tree. Candles. Like, some of y'all making love and all that, y'all be catching yourself on fire. Stop it. Like your hair catches on fire like Michael Jackson.
Not again.
When you go to sleep, blow the candle out. Electrical appliances. Number 4, curious children. This is why this fire started. Curious child who had a Bix lighter, was playing with it, set the whole building on fire, created $350,000 worth of damage. Smoking indoors. And you know what's funny? A lot of times fires don't start from smoking them funny cigarettes. It comes from smoking them cancer sticks. Stop smoking the cancer stick, get a funny cigarette, and then you don't have to worry about catching your house on fire. Number 2, heating equipment. You know, like, I've seen it, that's crazy, but like they were treating bed bugs by heating stuff up. Well, a lot of reasons they stopped using that strategy because they were setting buildings on fire. And last but not least, cooking fires, grease fires. A lot of those fires are the major cause for buildings causes on fire. But for this one, this was a curious kid and he had a lighter, nobody checked on him, set the whole building. I wonder if he got an ass whipping. You think he got an ass whipping? No, maybe. One of the first things you do when you have a fire though as well is you want to make sure that your tenants are taken care of. Now, a lot of times Red Cross will come out and they will actually give the tenant some rent money or a place to stay for a hotel for a couple of days. And then they should come back and get their stuff. Then there's also tenant displacement. Well, we were fortunate enough that we had one vacancy that we just turned. Actually, the unit below, we moved that tenant into that other vacant unit, and that worked out well. The other tenant caught on fire where they gone. And like here, you can see how that fire busted out some of the windows as well. I know I'm jumping here, but here's some of the exterior as well. Did this disrupt my cash flow? No, actually, we were pretty lucky. The tenants were lucky. Nobody was hurt. Really, only 2 units were damaged, and those were the 2 units. There was other smoke damage in the other units, but we were able to wipe those down and get those done. If you want to get the best claim from a fire damage, don't try to do it yourself and accept those estimates they give you. Go get you a consultant. We end up getting a consultant to do this fire damage. Typically now, if we would have got a regular consultant, we probably would have got about $150,000 in funds in order to do the renovations. But we're going to end up getting about over $300,000 to renovate this. When you do a fire job, insurance companies pay almost 3 times as more than a regular cost of the job. Why? I don't really know, but they want to make sure that you get everything done correctly. You know, and now the biggest thing about a fire where people screw up at, when they tear out the drywall, because there's smoke damage, they don't seal the framing, the studs. That's everything. If you don't seal those studs with the kiln, what's gonna happen is that's when it heats up, like now it's starting to get summertime, where we are in summer, that heat will start making that smoke come back out. And if you don't seal it in the wood, it's gonna be terrible. Like I had a guy, Jim Maven, he was one of our guys we partnered with. And I learned from his experiences. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Unfortunately, it happened to him for me, right? And so what happened was he did an insurance job, but they didn't seal it. They put all the drywall, they spent 50, 100 grand putting this place back. Well, naturally, he lost money, he got sued, he had to go back, redo the job. So my whole point, if you don't know anything else about fire damage, when you tear that drywall off and you put it back, seal the stud. Now, this was a great building as well. I bought this building 5 years ago. This building right here is what I call the infinite deal. The reason why I say that is, whenever I do this building, I'm gonna keep refinancing this every couple of years, 5 or 10 years, and I'll keep the money, and I'll keep increasing in value. In layman's terms, that's a home run. Basically, I bought this building for about $700,000. I bought this whole row here, if you can see, about 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's another building on the corner. We bought it for $500,000, and we put about $200,000, $250,000 in it. Well, 2 years later, we did it all cash. Then we refinanced it for $1.2 million. It had a value of $1.8. Guess what? Now the rents have already increased by over $500, $600 per unit. When we first started, the average rent was about $400. Now our rents are our average of about $1,100 a unit. Guess what? The value increased more. So, and about when this loan expires, because right now we got a great interest rate, we'll have a rate about 4.5%. When we refinance it, it'll be worth $3.5 million. And we'll refinance again and pull more cash out. Like, that's what I call the infinite deal. Those are the deals that you want. You put your investors' money back and you maintain on the building. Even though we caught the building on fire, it's still a great deal. It's still in the pocket neighborhood and there's no reason to sell. Like, literally, I think we were all in for about $20,000 a door. Let's just say $21,000 a door. And now this building is worth $50,000, $60,000 a unit. Like, those are the deals that you want to get. And it's a long-term play. Like, can you get rich off of real estate? Yeah. Sometimes you're going to kill it right away. Sometimes you got to go for the long play. We'll hold on to this building for the long play. We'll generate cash flow. We keep pushing it. That's why I was telling you, you're one big deal away, but it may not look cute. You don't need 1,000 units. If you want to have a net worth of $1 million, $2 million in 5 years, we can help you. Just follow the system. Just find a deal and keep pushing the risk. You want to increase your wealth? Go home and get on your computer. First, you got to buy a building. Then go home, get on your computer, type a letter to your tenant, say your rent now is $50 more a month. In some places, you're going to say $100 more a month. And if you got a 30 unit, you just increased your rent by $3,000 more a month. $3,000 more a month is $36,000 more. So you're probably already netting $15,000 a year. Now you got like 40-something thousand a year of rent. That's how you increase wealth. And if you get another building like that, it just keeps growing. At some point, you'll generate $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 a month off of one building that can change your life for the rest of life. All you gotta do is get one property. Just take care of it. Here's one of the problems about rental properties and how you get slumlords. Stop thinking about yourself. Stop thinking just about the cash flow. Focus on providing a quality service. Focus on being consistent commitment on providing routine maintenance and treating your tenants right, regardless of the class of property. When you do that, you'll have a long list of tenants wanting to sign up to live in your building, and you'll make a lot of money. You'll make a lot of money. Think about those things and you'll do really well and be successful and becoming a millionaire, maybe a 2 millionaire. I don't know, not a 2 million, is it 2 millionaire? Oh, whatever. You could be worth 2 million. All right, so hit like and subscribe. And anything you want to learn, hey, just type in the comments and I'll do a video on it. All right, peace.